One's future is technically nothing else than the continuation of the present. We are being taught constantly that time and space coexist, and space is represented by time and the such, and time is represented by space. What space actually is a sense of physicality, because we live in a physical universe. Put it whatever you want to say, whatever you want to feel it like, it doesn't matter, for reality is beyond your feels and it is beyond your thoughts. Reality is as it is, and physicality is nothing else than a representative of time. If there is no time, there is no physicality, for physicality is forever bound to time. If time is linear as it is, it means immortality. There is no beginning and there is no end. When a time suffers a certain curvature, it creates a cycle. No matter how long or how short, the cycle is a cycle. It will end sooner or later. And it means physicality, for it creates a structure. All structures have an end. All journeys have an end day. That is why one should never rush in any journey they take. Each life is still a journey. It is a cycle. It is physicality. Beyond that, there is no physicality, so time is simply irrelevant. It may exist or not, but time is irrelevant beyond physicality. When it comes to the future, we see it as something that will come, and because of fear, we perceive it as if it's inevitable. But how many times did your fear actually end up as real? Because in most situations, fear equates to literally nothing. The past, as I say, belongs only to the idea of regrets, and the future is only for worrying. The present is where the mind is most clear. The past has happened, and only your relationship with the past can change. When it comes to the future, only how you perceive it may be one point to see it like, but how I see the future is how you choose it to be. Because the way you choose your future, well, your future as you choose it in your ignorance may be one of slavery and death, and even more ignorance. But your future does not have to be my future, and my future does not have to be yours. The problem with many people nowadays is their inability to sift through their mind, to calm their mind and their thoughts, and no longer allow emotions to take the best of them. Humanity is waking up, but many people are still drinking the Kool-Aid. They are still enjoying suffering and enjoying the prison that is being built and has been developing around them. The point is, if you seek a future of slavery and death, you do not have to make it others as well, because everyone is entitled to choice, and choice cannot be simply omitted, it cannot be suppressed. The more you suppress something, the more you actually support it, because suppression means supporting. In case this does not sound logical, a lot of the things in this universe are beyond the mind, so therefore beyond logicality. It's like with children. Psychology calls it reverse psychology when you tell children something and obviously they will do the opposite thing. It is the same with the future. It is the same with the idea of lies and truth. You can suppress the truth as much as you want, but the point is suppressing something means supporting it. Because suppressing something does not mean destroying it, does not mean erasing it from reality. It means supporting it in an indirect way. Because when you suppress something, water, for example, when you suppress its course, it will always find a new one. And since in this universe everything functions in perfect harmony is the truth. It doesn't matter how much you fool your mind with lies. Those lies are your truth in the end. Because ultimately, whatever you believe in, if you believe in it sufficiently enough, your mind makes it so that it is your truth. So, people who fight for lies, they are fighting for their own truth. Never forget this. But one's truth does not equate to the universal truth. That is why it is called the universal truth, because it applies to literally everything. Your own little circus does not have to dictate other people's existence, because if you choose to be a clown, do it the way you should. The purpose of a clown is to be a pure life force, because think of the power of being a clown. You make fun of yourself as if you don't exist. You make the worst fun of yourself, but it is always to the utmost well-being of the others, because everyone else will laugh at you. But in life, you have to learn things from a clown because when you want to do the true things, people will laugh at you. So be like a clown instead of becoming pissed. Because if you become pissed, you're going to further add to the problem and therefore to the choice of how your future you'd want to be. If you want your future to be a slavery, then that is your own choice. I do not despise you. I do not support you. I simply do not, well, I cannot say I can't care. I cannot say I do not care, for my path is chosen because I have chosen it, and I know what I will be doing, and I know how my future looks. If your future is different, well, then may our paths never cross, for the vision you have envisioned for your truth, for your future, that may be much better to you and to your understanding of life, and to your experiencing of life. But my choice is my choice. So when it comes to life, the point about it is simply understand how simple it is. The principle of the truth is that everything is a truth. Everything happens because it happens. No one needs reasons for that. The truth never needed reasons, for the truth is the truth. One does not need reasons to say that water simply boils at a certain temperature or freezes at a certain temperature. It does so on this specific planet, in this specific solar system, but one does not know if these truths actually apply the same in other solar systems, because the star gives certain purposes, certain features to everything that they influence. Because stars emit different types of lights that have different types of influence, and stars each have their own vibration, and each solar system has its own planets. So everything is indeed different. So our truths here may not necessarily apply everywhere, but one truth remains certain: water boils and water freezes, and water also exists in liquid form. So this is the truth that does not need any support. Only lies require support because, well, lies always need support. When you create too many thoughts in your mind, is how I call it the pantheon of your mind. You create deities that you have to worship, and they will constantly remind you that you have to worship them. So you have to invest more and more time into those. The more you invest time into those, the death spiral becomes even more. It becomes even greater because even more lies have to be built to support the previous lies. Because all lies have an expiry date. So you have to replenish those that have gone off, and you have to also build others to support the others. That is why people who lie are always so annoyed, frustrated. They are always so weak because they induce so much of their energy in that. When it comes to being truthful, it all is about stillness, because the truth is still. The whole universe vibrates at stillness. Stillness and vibration are still existent because physicality has its own vibration. Yes, but it is a vibration of almost stillness because it is in utmost balance. If you choose to become unbalanced and live in lies, that is your own choice, that is your own path. But a future built on lies is a future that is very fragile, and I, for one, would prefer a long lasting truth, even if it hurts, but a long lasting truth to some beautiful lies, because this world has been built and has been shaped on lies. And if we look in our history, we can rarely find something of great interest, something that has definitely benefited humanity. We have done so great achievements as a human race, and we have built so many things. But imagine what we could have done if everything was done in harmony, in unison with the planets. Therefore, in equilibrium, or better said, with conscious awareness. So, if you choose your future to be one of slavery and death, let that choice be to you, for it may suit you the most. Because if you have a karma that attracts abuse, you have to replenish that karma. You have to transcend it. Until you transcend it, you will still suffer. As of me, I have transcended most of that, But even if I haven't transcended all the aspects of self-abuse and abuse, I will simply go beyond that even more. I will seek a future. I will seek one that will become better, in which the world is far better than it is. I've seen a lot of sci-fis, and so many of them present this post-apocalyptic world where people simply reign supreme over a wasteland. Why would I ever fight for the chance to become the king of a wasteland? Because the king of nothing is still the king of nothing. Because why would that be? Why wouldn't I become myself nothing? Because I was born a nothing like everyone else, and I will be a nothing. You become someone when you accumulate so much, you identify with it, you believe that what you have accumulated, other people's opinions, thoughts, disbeliefs, and beliefs, where you believe at a certain time that those are yours. It is better to be a nothing and one with the truth, because so have I come, so I shall leave. All that I have accumulated shall remain here. But the quote important to me is what I leave to the others, right? Because why is it that I would live and not leave anything behind me for the others to enjoy? I did like many of the post-apocalyptic sci-fis in a way. Their ideas were well scripted, the characters were well built, but instead of fighting for those worlds of nothing, I would prefer fighting for this world so that irrespective of sooner or later, it does not become one of those post-apocalyptic worlds. It is better to fight for your world so that it does not decay than fight for a decaying world to decay even further. All this being said, you are appreciated. Take care. Fair Engine Board signing out.